Punch, 3rd of April 2023, under Nigeria's Buhari, Chinese debt trap loans rose by 209% and reached $4 billion. Under Major General Muhammadu Buhari, retired, the federal government's borrowing from China has increased by 209.15%. This is because bilateral loans increased by 219.91% from $1.58 billion in June 2015 to $5.07 billion in December 2022. Over the reviewed period, total borrowing from China increased from $1.39 billion to $4.29 billion. According to data from the Debt Management Office, Chinese loans account for 84.73% of Nigeria's debt to other nations. France, Japan, India, and Germany account for the remaining 15.27%. The DMO claims that loans from China have interest rates of 2.50% per year, a tenor of 20 years, and a grace period, moratorium, of 7 years, while debt wrapping is disguised as concessional loans. In a report titled Status of Chinese Loans as of September 30, 2021, the DMO reported 15 projects being funded using Chinese loans as of that date. The Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development of Nigeria has listed additional loans for projects like the Nigerian Greater Abuja Water Supply Project, the rehabilitation and upgrading of the Abuja-Kafi-Markurdi Road, the Nigerian Railway Modernization Project, and the Nigerian 40 parboiled rice processing plants project. While Nigeria has regularly benefited from Chinese assistance under Buhari, China Exim Bank recently rejected a prior arrangement to lend Nigeria $22.79 billion. The loan was approved on March 5, 2020, and June 2, 2020, respectively, by the Senate and the House of Representatives under the 2016 to 2018 Federal Government External Borrowing, Rolling, Plan. This could affect the Nigerian Railway Modernization Project, Kaduna-Kano segment, where the Federal Ministry of Transportation and the contractor, CSEC Nigeria Limited, request a $973.48 million loan from the China Development Bank. Despite the latest snag in loan clearance, China will finance Nigeria $658.72 million in 2022 at a high interest rate for a short time. In 2021, Rotimi Amaechi, the previous Minister of Transportation, claimed that a National Assembly investigation into the federal government's ability to repay its loan and reduce infrastructure that could be turned over to the Chinese had made China less willing to lend Nigeria money. Amaechi claimed that the investigation prohibited China from providing Nigeria with additional loans while responding to questions on Politics Today on Channels Television. He continued by saying that the investigation had been stopped thanks to the united efforts of the Senate President and Speaker, preventing the Nigerian people from learning about the threat from China. David Malpass, the president of the World Bank, recently expressed his concern to the BBC about some of China's loans to developing nations in Africa. He stated that there has to be greater transparency regarding the terms and conditions of these high-interest debt trap loans. This is happening at a time when nations like Ghana and Zambia seem to be having trouble repaying debt trap loans to Beijing. I strongly encourage them to be transparent in their contracts, he stated. One of the issues has been when a contract is written and includes the phrase "but don't show it to anyone else. So leave that alone." He cautioned, governments in Africa shouldn't be offering collateral to obtain a loan since doing so imprisons the continent for centuries. That has been the case with China,